Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video, I am here with a beautiful poem, Palanquin Bearers, which was written by Sarojini Naidu. So here are the most important MCQs. So let us get into the questions without wasting our time. The first question, who is the poet of Palanquin Bearer? Sarojini Naidu. Second question, what is being carried in the palanquin? Bride. What is the tone of the poem? It is joyful and respectful. Fourth question, the poem is written in which form? It is a lyric. Fifth question, what is the rhyme scheme of palanquin bearers? It is AABB. Sixth question, lightly, oh lightly, we bear her along. What does this line convey? The bride is weightless like a flower. Seventh question, what kind of imagery is dominant in the poem? It is visual and auditory. Eighth question, she sways like a flower on the foam of a stream. What figure of speech is used? Simile. Ninth question, the palanquin bearers feel carrying the bride is a joy and honor. Tenth question, what emotions are associated with the bride in the poem? Pride and grief. 11th question, which poetic device is used in the line, softly, oh softly, we bear her along? It is alliteration. 12th question, the line gaily, oh gaily, we glide and we sing suggests a cheerful and musical rhythm. 13th question, what does the palanquin symbolize in the poem? Tradition and ceremony. 15th question, she floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. What does this line suggest? The bride is joyful and light. 16th question, the theme of the poem is beautiful and celebration of womanhood. 17th question, the bearer's song reflect reverence. 18th question, the bride's moment is described using which nature elements? Foam, stream, and laughter. 19th question, the poem is set in a context of marriage procession. 20th question, the palanquin bearers see their task as sacred deity. DEITY, sacred deity. 21st question, Palanquin Bearers was published in Naidu's collection, The Golden Threshold. 22nd question, the poem was written in free verse. 23rd question, this poem was set against the backdrop of a traditional Indian wedding procession. 24th question, the central themes explored in the poem are love, companionship, the transient nature of life, the role of tradition in shaping human experiences. 25th question, what is the other name of palanquin? Pallaki. 26th question, palanquin is a means of transport. 26th question, normally how many people carry the palanquin? 4 members. 27th, how many stanzas are there in Palanquin Bearers? 2. 28th question, we bear her along like a pearl on a string. What figure of speech is used in this line? Simile. 29th question, the words sways, skims, floats, and glide are used in the poem to describe the movement of the palanquin. 30th question, the words along, song, stream, dream, sing, string in the poem show rhyme. 31st question, in the poem, the poetess continuously stresses on the emotional situation of a bride. 32nd question, the palanquin seems to sway like a flower. 33rd question, the palanquin is compared to a bird that flies on the foam of a stream. 34th question, The palanquin seems to hang like a star. 35th question. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. 36th question. It is expensive like a pearl. 37th question. The poem is a comment upon the activities of palanquin bearers. 38th question. The palanquin bearers depict the culture of tradition of India or traditional India. 39th question. Why do palanquin bearers sing a song? To please themselves. 40th question. In modern India, the custom of carrying a palanquin can still be seen in hilly areas. 41st question. Which of the following comparisons is used in the poem to describe the movement of the palanquin? A flower swaying in the wind, a bird skimming on the water, a laugh floating from a dream. 42nd question. What literary devices are predominantly used in the poem to create its melodious tone? Repetition and rhyme. 43rd question. What does the repetition of the refrain, lightly or lightly we bear along, signify? The collective and harmonious effect of the bearers. 44th question. In what context is the poem Palanquin Bearers typically set? Remote Indian villages. 45th question. When was the poem Palanquin Bearers composed? August 7, 1903. 46th question. How do the palanquin bearers glide and sing according to the first stanza? Gaily and lightly. 47th question. What is the woman compared to in the second stanza when she is borne along? A pearl on a string. 48th question. How does the woman hang in the second stanza? Like a star in the dew of their song. 49th question. What is her movement compared to Anne, the brow of the tide? A beam. 50th question. In the poem, how does she fall according to the second stanza? Like a tear from the eyes of a bride. 51st question. Which of the best describes the tone of the poem? Joyful. 52nd question. What image is used to describe how they bear her along in both stanzas? Like a pearl on a string. 53rd question. Which figure of speech is used in these lines? She floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. She hangs like a star in the dew of a song. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. Here, the figure of speech used in these lines is simile. 54th question. The bride is referred to as a pearl on a string because she is precious as a pearl on a string. 55 question. What is a palanquin? A big covered box like vehicle, usually with a seat for one person. 56th question. What is the main theme of the poem Palanquin Bearers? Indian marriages and their culture. Hope you find this video helpful, and please do support my channel, like, share and subscribe, and follow the channel for more interesting videos. Thank you.